Hello everyone, my name is Mordred Viking and I'd like to welcome you to this stream where we are going to be playing some more Hearts of Iron 4, Kaiserreich, continuing the game as the mighty Portugal, the Portuguese Ultramarines. It is now 1946, we are into the Third World War. The communes have already fallen, Canada invaded and retook Britain, the French Empire retook the French Empire, Mitteleuropa is still around, the Entente is still around and looking pretty strong. And there was a third faction. Oh yes, and the Chinese and the Japanese also. Oh, and the Axis. The Axis is still alive. So there are a couple of powers which could still rise to the prominence. We are at war with the Japanese and the Axis at the moment, but not yet with Mitteleuropa. And Mitteleuropa, as you can see, is very, very strong. Not only have they taken the more classical parts of Mitteleuropa, still have the more classical parts, but they have also taken out the Balkans and Turkey after beating up the... what are they called? Balkan Alliance. So there are still a lot of things that could happen. I mean, the Entente is strong, don't get me wrong. We are very, very strong. But Mitteleuropa, I think, could still give us pause, and it is definitely not going to be the easiest thing ever, taking out the Japanese. So there is a lot of stuff still going on. So where are our armies right now? That is a good question. Stack Og is on their way to... yes, Africa. So we have just been fighting in America. That's right. So I think it was the AUS declared war on Canada, so we had to rush over here to go and help out the Canadians against the AUS. We did eventually beat them, taking Texas and the other Midwestern... this Midwest? No, that's kind of more west of the United States for ourselves, including the oil and the raw materials over there, which is going to be fantastic. And why is still encoder overloaded? Oh, what is causing that? It is infuriating, because I know it slows things down to a crawl. I thought I'd fixed it. I don't know what other settings I can change. It's got to be the graphics card, except I've changed it away from graphics card to CPU now. Hey McCullough, how are you? Let me know if it gets really, really choppy and I'll reset the stream. I think that's all I can really do at the moment. I am still getting encoding overloaded though. I really don't understand why. I think it is since the latest OBS update. It has screwed with something. Although I... Alright, I'm going to close that as much as I really don't want to. I'm going to have to. Right, go away. That should free up another 2 gig of memory. I'm pretty convinced it's not the memory though. Right, well, just let me know in chat whether it gets bad and I'll see what I can do. But oh, damn it, I thought I'd fix that. That's really annoying. Alright, so where are the rest of my armies? We have the super elites on their way as well. So everyone's just leaving America. I think that's where we left off last time. We're just landing over in Africa with lots and lots of other Entente troops apparently, to fight off the Axis. Alright, let's get on with it. We have got all of our focuses with the exception of one of the air producers. Yeah, must be the OGMA. And it was pointed out in the comments on YouTube that we still have some fascists. No, I'd already changed them. Alright, so our entire ministry is paternal autocrat. We do still need some more of our military advisors, that is true. Man, we're still doing that into 1946. It's because Portugal just has this ridiculously massive focus tree, and it just takes a long time. Like, they could really do with rebalancing some of the focuses, so it's less than 70 days for the really widespread ones, and maybe more than 70 days for the smaller ones. So they have a roughly equal mean time to complete type thing. Alright, so we could actually get a very easy cutoff across here. What's that? Hills. Yeah, we could send the tanks into... oh, they've done it, in fact. Well done, Russia. So Russia's getting a cut off there. I think I'm just going to use my tanks and just try and steamroller through Central Africa here. And the tanks have, in fact, arrived? Nope, not yet. These guys, half of them have arrived. Right, we ran out of convoys. I remember now. We had definitely run out of convoys. And also in Africa, if I recall, we are building up the infrastructure so we can actually do military operations down here without taking excessive amounts of attrition. Awesome. Navies, how are the navies doing? Zorts is patrolling off the African coast. Yes. And into the Red Sea to try and cut off their trade. Okay, cool. Am I overtrading a few resources? Since taking America? Probably. Yes. No. No, I am not actually. It's because I started building convoys, so a lot of my capital ship production has disappeared. So I don't actually want to lose the excess of those resources because they are extremely short anyway, that if I stopped buying them, someone else would buy them and then they wouldn't be available anymore. So there was a reason for that. And I have so many factories at this point that having a little bit of an inefficiency isn't a huge problem. Although, actually, I can probably build more factories over here in the United States now. Oh, yes, I can. A lot. Interesting. We'll need a bunch more infrastructure as well, but hey, that can be arranged. So the Portuguese industry can grow even further. Right, seriously, where are my tanks? They're the ones that I really want here. There they are. Okay, so I think that people are arriving in sufficient numbers that we can start creating some actual orders. We're just going to take over the central part here, and your order is very simple. Push up to there. And then the tanks I'm going to do on a far more limited scale. We're going to say you're going to start here and are pushing across to here. And then we're going to just try and trap people in between us with this pincer. And then we're basically going to rely on our allies to take out the southern section while we go and strike at Egypt itself. Alright, excellent. We can deploy a lot more units. Wow. Alright, let's go and do that. So we probably want them on the coast. We'll say Andalusia. You're just one unit. Armoured go-karts, we're going to wait until they're actually ready. And yeah, we'll have a bunch of people now. Select all of you lot, because you need to go into a different army and start training. So you are probably the replacements for lost units from the purples. Last you saw us holding Canada against the American hordes. What's happened since? We took America. We gave some of it to the Canadians. We kept some of it for ourselves. We gave a bit to the French and expanded New England, because New England did actually do pretty well at holding off, even though they were eventually capitulated. They contributed far more than their size would suggest. So the peace deal was kind of more or less equivalent to the amount of contribution that they offered into this war, with the exception of Canada, which got a bit more because this is kind of their home territories. And we are now shifting all of our forces into Africa to go and fight against the Axis here. And then once the Axis are beaten, then I think we can focus entirely on the Japanese and the Chinese, which is going to be a long, grueling slug. But by then, the entire Entente force can be focused upon them. No, I don't want your volunteers, thank you. Alright, where are the tanks? The tanks are driving. I would actually like for you to strategic move so you can actually get into position. We can go and do something. That would be lovely. Alright, so we have 130 convoys. I think I want to wait until we have 200 plus before we cancel that. And also, infrastructure is still ongoing. It's going pretty quickly though. And we can set a focus to build infrastructure faster. Hold on. We could be doing construction engineering, which is another 10% infrastructure construction speed, because I don't think we're particularly waiting for anything at the moment. What happened to the multiplayer today? It happened. We played it. It was from, I think I only went for 2 hours instead of 3, but it was 3 until 5. And then I collapsed and went to sleep for 3 hours because I was friggin' exhausted. You should not play Dungeons and Dragons until 9 o'clock in the morning. It's not healthy. It's the second week running that I've done it now. Alright, so one of the tanks has arrived. We just need to wait for them to get their organisation up, although poor infrastructure and poor supply is going to reduce the amount that we can fully get. Attrition is building up. It would be kind of nice if I could just go to my allies like, look guys, just back off. Let us handle this. We got this, alright? But it really is just going to be down to getting this infrastructure up and running. I mean, we've got the back end things going already, and we're working on these bits now, which is good because that's what we need the most. And then once it's level 5, we can consider going higher, though I'm not sure that we'll need to. Okay, all 4 of the tanks are here now. We need to start punching through before we lose our entire integrity here. So we're going to punch into this territory, and then I think we're going to head north up to there. And we're going to keep going. Meanwhile, purples, I'm just going to say go ahead, do your thing. And these are light tanks, right? They should be super duper uber fast. They are. Excellent. And naval combat is happening in the Red Sea against convoys? Yes. Yeah, we should have a pretty much complete trade blockade going up against them at the moment, which is marvellous. Alright, a couple of counterattacks, but it has not succeeded. We are continuing to push north. I think I'm actually going to grab one of you to make sure that this is a dual-pronged assault here. The German force here is looking kind of strong, so we really need our infantry units to arrive pronto to back us up. Just imagine the Portuguese officers waltzing up to the French and Russian lines and yelling, "Go away! You're eating our food, you twits!" In Portuguese. Obviously, why would they be speaking English? Okay, so we punched through that one. I think we're basically going to be following the river. Are we going to go above the river or below it? We should probably go above the river so we can use the river to hold this line against people coming from the south. And they probably will try and push back from the south, so we need to be ready for that eventuality. Are these guys moving? Where are you moving? We'll arrive at next location. You're not going to give any information away. Great. So, how are the infantry doing? Infantry are starting to do some assaults. Good. And we almost certainly will be taking absolutely horrendous attrition while we're doing all of this. Yeah, 52%. Bad supply, very hot, jungle. Ouch. So one thing that we may wish to consider is equipping at least our armoured divisions, our armoured go-karts, with supply company. In fact, everyone. So once we have finished the research, probably of convoy escorts, I'm going to start researching these bad boys, logistics companies, and we'll replace something, probably the engineers, because I'm not sure that we'll need them for their fortification bonuses so much. But we definitely need something to reduce the supply consumption so that we don't struggle quite so much with infrastructure and issues like that. I think that would be wise. Have we fully upgraded our tanks in the meantime? So we are using light tank 3s. We can get medium tank 3s now. No. Not quite. There's no point building up the engine any further. Actually, no. 12 kilometers is how fast we want them moving. So there is a point to upgrading the engine. That's going to use virtually everything. And reliability is low. Considering how much we are struggling in terms of supply, we probably want high reliability at this point. So I am happy to lock that in. I think I'm going to improve the engine so it goes to 12 kilometers like that. And then we can get one main gun at some point in the future, and we're still going to be above what we could be in terms of reliability. Let's do that and switch our tanks to producing those. Oh yeah, we're getting jet fighters. Of course we are. Sweet. Switch to you, and that should do. Right, where are our aircraft? I'm going to assume that... Nope, they are active. I don't think we have any, really. Do we have any air bases which are a little bit closer than this? Apparently not. Right, do we have any jets? Jets, 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 jets. Jets, 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 jets. Jet fighters, there they are. Wings are 200. I would really like to know your range. Okay, that is not a very long range. We'll put you on air superiority. We'll leave you there. Let you build up your strength. Then hopefully we capture some air bases. Nearest one's up there. We probably need to build one then. Oh, except I'm not going to be able to build any that are even remotely close to where we're fighting at the moment. Alright. You can go there. It's unoccupied. The Germans moved away, stupidly. Aha! Right, let's move one of you there, and put 2 of you there. And then we need to bring this line up. And this line up. Because we still need our foot stompers to cover the ground behind us as we go. Okay, so we have that technology. I'm really not bothered about the convoy bonuses. What we do need is logistics. How long is it going to take? 47 days. It's going to take us a while to equip our forces with this. I was playing as Delhi yesterday and Turkestan declared war on Persia. Gave you the option to effectively scream, "No! It's my clay!" and invade Persia yourself. Cool. What is going on? We are re-invading Africa. Because Egypt invaded into our colonies down here, and we are currently fighting to take them back. Along with basically everyone else in the Entente, and just absolutely swamping the infrastructure down here. Alright, my encoder is still saying it's overloaded. Nope, it's gone away again. It seems to get overloaded and then disappear. On, off, on, off, on, off. So like I said, let me know if it's a problem. And I'll probably just stop recording this. And rely on the Twitch stream. For YouTube, I mean. You probably could do with moving up here, to be honest. We're going to be losing so many equipment, so much supply, and worse, more manpower. We're already on service by requirement. Uh-oh. That's where our problems could begin. What's Germany on? Germany's on extensive. They are out of manpower, though. But they just need to change their law. Russia is on extensive, still has 1.8 million. I think they'll be fine. We're essentially going to be relying on Russia and friends up there. I'm pretty sure that Canada's hurting, and possibly France? I wonder how many France has. 900k, they're on the same. And Canada's probably on even less. All adults serve 877,000. Uh-oh! Getting a bit of a counter-attack there. Ah, we're using French territory to push up. Is this... Oh yeah, that was the French line, wasn't it? Everything from there north was French, everything from there south was mine. Okay, so we are into French lines now. You two have stopped for some reason. Probably because they're just quite strong, so we'll send some of you to reinforce. Meanwhile, you two are in good position. We could get a nice cut-off there, and we'll then be into the desert, which should be a lot easier on our units, so we'll go ahead and do that. And you know what? We're going to let our allies worry about that area. We're going to reduce our own contribution according to what we are actually fighting for. We'll do something like this. Naval invade the mouth of the Nile, less attrition that way. Yeah, we could do. From where? Italian Federation is not ours. We could do it from Tunis. Or Provence. It's not actually a bad shout. That would save us a hell of a lot of attrition, you're quite right. In fact, yeah, let's do it. We're going to naval invade from Tunis straight into Alexandria. Do I not have the tech for this? And we'll have to rely on our Entente allies to support the tanks. I'm going to keep the tanks there because they'll be into the deserty bit, which they should be super effective at. Have I really not researched any... No, I have, because we invaded Brazil. Oh, I haven't. Whoops. Alright, in that case, 8 of you can be deselected. Probably those of you with the least experience, frankly. Assign you to that, and then the rest of you I still want up there. Let's do strategic move, all of you to there. 10 of you are assigned to that. You're going to start planning it. Okay, yeah, good shout. Good suggestion. Meanwhile, let's keep punching through the Sahara and get a couple of cut-offs. Then also, we need to get the Zort's fleet to convoy escort. There. I kind of doubt they're going to have a navy worth anything at all, but it should be alright. Arabia's just a horrific mess right now. Well, actually, we're pushing pretty aggressively. Oh no, Arabia's still fighting, yeah. And in case those of you are not particularly good at geography, this is Norway, right there. It's official. It says so on the map. Alright, all of you are moving. You have stopped moving. We are really struggling with the attrition right now. Ouch. Ouch on so many levels. We will survive, somehow. If I get the Suez, we'll have complete control over the Med. That's true. So are you guys all strategic moving? Oh yeah, some of you are there. Almost there already. Oh, strategic moving, so useful. So useful. And this is also going to be massively reducing the amount of attrition we're taking down here, because there's just 18 units less than there were previously. And we're not going to need to change their supply, their support companies. Right, where are the tanks? Have we finished? No, not quite. I think, yeah, I am going to punch through there to encircle these guys and take them out. Although one of you is all that's really needed. We're not taking attrition here either, which is awesome. Once we have this province, then we'll have the double tile, so it'll be much harder for us to get encircled. You guys are still in training, that's fine. A whole bunch more will have appeared here too. No, it was only the 6 that we're building. Okay. Right. Right. Plus the 3 new tanks, which are ready. So they can also deploy in Andalusia. It's just the 1 unit. Deploy in Andalusia. Come on. There you are. Night Vision 2. Excellent. We just got even more land attack. You guys add to that. You continue training. And that is now all of these done. So we don't have paratroopers, but that's the only thing we are lacking. We could do with maintenance companies if we really wanted to double down on the tank benefits. We already have all the artillery. Land doctrines are done. Naval development's done. Naval doctrine's what we were working on because we wanted to make our escorts better. Right, there's the cutoff. Lovely. So first of all, let's go ahead and delete that. Do we want to actually go and take them out? Or do we want to keep pushing? I think we kind of want to keep pushing. We'll just let the French do that. So you punch through there if you can. You can't. Stop. Stop. Alright, we'll have you do this. You're still moving forwards there. You've, in fact, moved forwards. And I want you doing this. In fact, no. I'm going to have you supporting this. Not that way. That way. Off you go. Alright, these guys are getting closer. The Moroccans are clearly getting a little bit nervous about us over there. They are shipping in tons and tons of troops to Africa. Seeing as that's where a large portion of our own forces are, I don't really blame them. And now we're in open territory. We're going to be absolutely flying! Another cut-off. Lovely. Let's go and delete that. You guys... Honestly, you can just stop. Oh, it's so nice being up here with no supply and no reinforcements, because we have infinite supply at this point, which is lovely. Alright, so we have finished the tactical bomber, I think that was. No, it was the strategic bomber, wasn't it? So let's get the Yarmes, and then we can get the jet strategic bombers, which are going to be awesome. Are you trying to cut me off? You are. Let's go and kill them. Well, you guys are moving up there. You, at this point, can just cut across here, honestly. And then just dash up the Nile. And then all of this stuff's going to be cut off. And now, France, I really need you to go and attack that stuff. Pretty please, with a cherry on top. And German unit is attacking into there. I'm not sure what I can really do to support that. Because Germany's really strong and there's a river there. I'm just going to backfill the areas I've just taken to make sure we can't get cut off here. And you're going to die as soon as you lose that fight. Good. Where are my other two? You're pushing north. I'm going to have you assisting over here to get rid of that little clump. Modern tanks! Excellent. So, we actually probably want to start building some of those. And then slowly but surely cycling out the light tanks with moderns. Because I think they move at the same speed, right? And if not, then I've just made a terrible mistake. Armoured. Modern tanks move at 10 kilometers per hour. But we can upgrade their engines to make them faster. That's fine. Excellent. And they just hit so much harder. So much harder. And yes, we can get some more researchers. We may as well research heavy tanks. In fact, we could have just gone for that one. Hold on. You just grab that one. Not that we need it because we can get modern ones. Or our doctrine. There you go. You guys are arriving. You'll be ready for an offensive of your own very, very soon. And I'm going to assume that most of my infrastructure down here is done. Yes. We could do with a bit more here. Make sure that's all level 5, and then yeah, our African stuff is looking pretty good. Cool. Continue. Meanwhile, tanks, I'm going to do this. So if you guys are trying to move away, for example, which I kind of suspect you were, then you won't need to. You can just go like that. You can come up here and punch through all of this. And then that's going to make that front extremely solid, while you two are still taking this stuff out. Excellent. Most glorious. So nice being out of the friggin' jungles. Let the foot stompers worry about the jungles. We got the nice plains of Central Africa. And you guys have all arrived. Excellent. So as soon as the naval preparation is done, we can hit them from behind, and it'll be fantastic. Cool. Meanwhile, here, you're going to be overrun, because we're definitely going to get to that province before you do. Yay for light tanks. You guys are almost done training. Wow, okay, cool. So we'll have another group of foot sloggers to send in. Ultramarine go-karts, they're amazing. Are you able to beat them? You are. Yes, do so. I'm going to have you racing up here to hopefully get any cut-offs that we require. Although you've already beaten them. Let's do this. See if we can get to where they're running to before they actually get there. Because I don't particularly want to fight them over the river. When do you arrive? Oh, 8 days. Oh, yeah. You're so dead. So dead. Bye. It was nice knowing you. It wasn't really. Right, I am just going to go ahead and delete those. And then this. You may as well honestly just go ahead and backfill up to about here, and we'll let the Entente do the rest. In fact, where did the jungle start? No, we're not going that far down. We're going to backfill to here.